And finally, yes, back there. Yes, young man right there. You can yell and I'll repeat it.
I know a lot of people that they're not like the Russian Muslims. They're pretty independent. They just, for some reason, don't think I like it.
Thank you.
It just concerns me. How do you think you can overcome, how can you convince these people that you're the right person to do the job?
Well,
They just need to get to know you, because I think they know you.
no, they don't. But that's okay. They don't want to know me. The question is, you know, there are people who would never vote for me. It breaks my heart, but that is true. And that don't like me, although they've never met me. But you know, I got to tell you that if you've been fighting for the causes you believe in and taking on tough special interests as long as I have, you're going to get beat up. And anybody who has done it, or anybody who's been as a Democrat on the national scene long enough, is going to end up with a lot of people who have been convinced that there's something that shouldn't be liked or approved about that person. And you know, what I have found is that campaigning and talking about real issues and making your case to people actually does change opinions. Now, there are some people who will never agree with me. They are ideologically opposed to me. I'm far more progressive than they wish to be. They have commercial reasons. You know, we joke a lot about some of the folks at the talking heads on radio and TV. You know, if the ratings dip a little bit, well, you know, they've got a hardcore that always responds to going after me, so they can make some money off of me. I have created so many jobs and wealth in America. And then, you know, you have people who are partisan. It's just plain partisanship. But, you know, when I ran for re-election in New York, and, you know, New York has a lot of Republican counties. When George Bush ran for re-election, even though Senator Kerry won, he lost 40 of our 62 counties. When I ran, I carried 36 of them. I got Republicans and independents. Why? Because they saw me for the first time as somebody who was a person, not a caricature. And anybody we nominate will have high negatives very soon after they're nominated. They will have to fight back through to try to get to a point where people will have an open mind and listen to them again. I've been through this a lot. I know how it works. And so I am confident and optimistic that we can not only get a fair hearing from the electorate, but so do a lot of other people. You know, I'm running against 3 senators and 1 former senator. None of them have more than 1 other senator supporting them. I have 9. And I have people who come from across the country. These are not politicians on a suicide mission. They are supporting me because they've concluded I would be the best president and I would be the most likely to win. And they know everything about what's going to happen to whomever we nominate. You know, we have to win Ohio to win the election. The governor of Ohio endorsed me. And he said, I'm for her because she'd be the best president and she can win Ohio. You know, the fact is that those who understand American politics realize that we're going to have to fight through this election. It's not going to be given to us because the evidence is so clear that it should be. We're going to have to fight for every vote. We're going to have to change people's minds. We're going to have to stand our ground. But I think we have a great opportunity to lay in an argument and a platform that really will not only take us to victory in November of 2008, but give us the coalition that will enable us to make these changes that I am advocating. We've got to pick up some more Democrats in the Senate. That is important, and I intend to do everything I can to make that happen. So now, This is Teresa Vilmain, who is my state director and who's doing such a wonderful job for me. And she is giving me a lot of nonverbal cues that I have to leave to go see the people who were really upset because they weren't let in to a warm place like this. And I hate to leave because I would love to stay, and if some of you are still here, I'll come back and see you, but I'm going to have to go and see all these other people.